Joseph, Anglo American has announced a sharp drop in production on platinum today. Now, the question I have for you is this. Really, why do I want exposure to platinum through an Anglo when I could just buy the ETF and not have to deal with all the hassles?
Yeah, it's a good question, but with Anglo, and you have to remember its shares are up by a fifth year to date, which is quite big for a miner. With Anglo, you are getting the promise, at least, of restructuring. The reason why production fell 40% in the first quarter is because many of Anglo's platinum mines in South Africa are shafts. They are sort of deep, underground, dangerous, and inefficient and strike-prone mines. You know, there's currently a strike going on at the moment. And so the question for Anglo and where the value may be created is if it can possibly spin out those shafts and keep sort of much less costly open pit mines producing platinum.
So how would that spin out work, you think?
Well, I mean, they've already tried a kind of muddle through approach, which is to shut some of the shafts and sort of retain the underground operations, which are all sort of linked together. Find buyers, by region. So in the Rustenburg region, which is where there are strikes and shafts being closed. There's also a Union region where they've already said in time they want to sort of sell these assets. So it's really just packaging the shafts, for a new owner.
Right, and who would want to buy this?
Well, I mean, this is tricky given the operational difficulties of owning one of these mines. But look at gold, for example, and a company like Sibanye Gold, which is itself a spin-out from Gold Fields, which is a big South African gold producer. Sibanye has sort of deep, old gold shafts, and it's interested in platinum. Maybe it or a company like it can try and take out costs from the platinum shafts. The caveat, though, is that that's going to need help from the South African government. Elections are coming up next month. If the ANC's policy is kind of not clear, there are very complicated issues here. Migrant labour works in those mines. If they try and mechanise the shafts, that will have impacts for sort of job losses. So there's a big sort of like social problem coming up here. Yeah. And so we come back to your first question is, well, look, why didn't you just buy the ETF? It is a good question, but it's possible there can be restructuring here.
Great. Okay, very interesting. Thanks a lot, Joseph.